How to lose belly fat fast. Diet, training, supplementation, medications, and interventions. Everything you need to know. Let's discuss some strategies you can use to speed up this process. So I'd like to start this video now by putting this in your mind. Fast and slow depend on how you perceive time. So, losing quickly doesn't mean you'll lose in a week. We'll discuss here the strategies we can use to lose as much as possible, as quickly as possible, all right? Let's start with diet. To lose fat, there's no way around it. We need a calorie deficit diet. What does that mean? Eating fewer calories than you spend. I'll introduce here the flexible dieting method, which we can use. How do we start the diet? 2 grams per kilo of protein, 2 grams per kilo of carbohydrates, and 1 gram per kilo of fat. This is a division well accepted by most people. Remember, this is a generic recommendation. It might create a too big deficit for you at the beginning, maybe not. But it's an initial methodology we can set here as standard. We must not forget that our body gets used to our metabolism. And why? Because precisely we are going towards death. What do you mean? When we consume fewer calories than we spend, we are going towards death. If we continue like this, we will die because we will use up all our stores. Our body doesn't want us to die, so what will it do? It will reduce its metabolism.
No, God!
What are you going to do in this case? You're going to make a weekly carbohydrate withdrawal. So, I will remove about 0.1 to 0.2 grams per kilo of carbohydrate per week. This until we reach the limit of 30 grams per day. Then, we keep these 30 grams fixed, and then we can drain the fat. By reducing approximately 0.1 gram of fat per kilo weekly, we might eventually hit a stagnation point where we won't see further progress in fat loss. This plateau is a common phenomenon in weight loss processes and requires adjustments in the diet and exercise strategy to be overcome. Great. Part of training. I'll get back to diet, okay? But part of the training. Doing millions of sit-ups won't work. Doing that torso twist won't help. But I feel my abdomen burn, and that surely reflects fat burning. No, no, no. In fact, what you feel is an accumulation of lactic acid that happens when there is the breakdown of glucose without oxygen. And this will happen with any high repetition primarily, and in any muscle group. So, doing many sit-ups does not generate localized fat burning. But it is interesting, yes, that we do abdominal exercises. Why? Because the fat percentage is about the total amount of mass. So, if I have more muscle mass, even with more fat, my percentage is lower. Therefore, abdominal training is essential for hypertrophy. You want to hypertrophy your abdomen, so you will train 1 to 2 times per week. Although I prefer twice a week with more volume and intensity, about 8 to 12 sets in each of these workouts. Stimulate the 3 parts: upper, lower, and oblique. Repetitions for hypertrophy, so roughly between 8 to 15 movements. Part of aerobics, it's very worthwhile. And we can do any type of aerobic exercise, whether it's elliptical, treadmill, bicycle. There's no best aerobic exercise for losing belly fat, because you will lose fat as a whole, but I will explain a strategy that you can use to focus more on one region. However, you will lose fat in general, therefore aerobic exercises are recommended. Start with a load, roughly about 120 to 180 minutes per week. That's quite suitable. And this can be progressive according to the stagnation of weight loss. This aerobic can be hit post-workout, on an empty stomach, part of supplementation. And here we have an intervention that is cool. It's called yohimbine. So, yohimbine is a thermogenic, but not just any thermogenic like caffeine. You'll use it differently compared to other thermogenics, which is precisely its use on an empty stomach. So remember I said I was going to go back to diet? We haven't finished training. I'll make use of it, and I can apply an intermittent fasting diet along with it. I can use the aerobic on an empty stomach. And then I will have the maximum efficiency of yohimbine. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video? Fast. So, as fast as possible with an intermittent fasting diet, yohimbine, and aerobic on an empty stomach. And other thermogenics, are they accepted? Yes, they are. So you can use another thermogenic, by itself, simply a caffeine from any brand you want. Caffeine is all the same. Any caffeine is the same as long as it's not adulterated. So, if you find one that is cheaper, you can go for it. It's the same caffeine, you'll pay less. A thermogenic. or a caffeine used in the pre-workout for weight training is well accepted. Can I take yohimbine and not do aerobic on an empty stomach? Yes, we can, no problem. However, doing aerobic on an empty stomach, you get more power, more benefit from the substance. Other supplements you can include, which are cool, would be L-carnitine. Its effect is very small, but as we are seeking the maximum, we can include it. Other supplements, like multivitamins, omega-3, are cool, but much more aimed at quality of life, better functioning of your body than properly fat burning. And about medications, anabolic steroids? Look, anabolic steroids do not have the potential for localized fat burning, so doing a cycle of stanozolol, doing a cycle of duratestin, does not have a great impact on this. They will help you gain muscle mass, which is, as I've explained, the principle of hypertrophy, fat percentage, but directly there's nothing that will help you in this. We have medications for fat burning, clenbuterol, ephedrine, among others, and these really will accelerate the fat burning process as a whole. So don't think you'll lose belly fat faster because of the substance. You will lose fat faster, if you do a good job. So, diet, we have the grams per kilo, we make adjustments. We'll apply intermittent fasting. Training, abdominal training for hypertrophy. Aerobics, you can use aerobics on an empty stomach if combined with yohimbine, which is very well accepted. It's the key point here for our faster belly fat loss. We can add other medications, other supplements for performance improvement, but the basics for losing belly fat faster is as I've said so far. So, folks, that's it. I hope you've liked it and found value in what we've shared today. I truly believe these pieces of information can make a difference for you. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss upcoming content. Oh, and if you have any questions or want to share your experiences, please comment below. I greatly appreciate you spending this time with me today. Keep exploring, learning, and growing. See you in the next video.